me. Hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding from the words I spit. So sharp, so freezing, so cold. Behold, frostbite they feeling. I could tear you apart or I could go heal them. Don't believe in fate, don't believe in ceilings. I just need a taste and my mind starts peeling. I don't pace myself, I grind on kneeling. Got lust for change, I just love the feeling. I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. And I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. Cause I'ma live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll soon be winning. I live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by.
What's up, y'all? What's up, everybody? We're going to get ready to get into this show in just a bit. We're going to get ready to talk. We're going to get ready to talk as free agency has indeed begun. And we are definitely going to have a good time talking about it. And we're definitely going to see what other moves the Titans could definitely make. The Titans have made some moves. They've gained some guys, but they've also lost a couple of guys as well. So we're definitely going to talk about it. So for the NFL, it's Happy New Year. And we're going to see what the Titans are doing in free agency. Also, a certain diva in Green Bay has finally decided what he wants to do. And got to finish that. And then we talk about what's next. And, of course, we are in the midst of March Madness as a lot of we got the first four going on right now. Taking a look, I got it on my TV screen in front of me. Fairleigh Dickinson, the Knights, and the Texas Southern Tigers, the other TSU, as opposed to Tennessee State University. I know my guy Ken Moore will probably trip off of that, although there was a time I actually tried to consider going to Texas Southern because I had a family member that worked at the university. I was actually considering going there for college at one point. But we're going to go ahead and get ready to get into the show, and we're definitely going to talk about that. And then kind of to end the show a little bit with March Madness, kind of just asking your thoughts on who y'all got. Some of you have started to fill some of your brackets out. I filled out a couple of brackets, kind of having a little fun. I'm actually going to make a serious one probably for ESPN later this evening. So let's get ready to get into it. We're going to get this show started in less than 60 seconds. Y'all come on in. Y'all make sure everybody else know where to come. Y'all share this show out. Share the show out. Any of the links that y'all see in any of the groups or on my Facebook page, if you've seen it, share it out to everybody else. Let everybody else know where to go. And let's get this show started. Let's roll. Let's rock and roll. evening, Titan Nation. How is everybody? Good evening, Titan Nation. How's everybody doing? Happy NFL New Year. Welcome into TNT tonight. I'm your host, Blue Enforcer, aka The Truth, and we are going to have a very fun episode for you on this evening. Again, make sure do share this show out. Catch up with me, whether you're on Instagram. Let me see. Whether you're on Facebook, whether you are on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, make sure y'all follow me on Facebook at TNT Blue Enforce, TNT Enforcers, on Twitter at Titans underscore in under I'm sorry, that's Instagram at Titans underscore in underscore truth, and also on Twitter at TNT Blue Enforcer. Make sure y'all follow me on all those platforms. Make sure we keep y'all up to date as much as possible. I'm going to be updating the signings on Instagram as well. And I'll be updating them as I get them as much as I can on Twitter and on Facebook also. So definitely welcome in. Again, definitely make sure y'all give a like to the show. I want everybody that comes in, when you come in, just go ahead and smash that like button. Smash that like button. Definitely help what they call the algorithm. Definitely help me out and everything. And then last but not least, you can also, if you have not already subscribed to the channel, I don't know where you've been. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Titans and Truth on Instagram, on YouTube. And definitely ring that bell and hit all on there, so that way you are notified any and every time TNT goes live. So definitely do that, and we're definitely gonna have a good time. And also, uh, all these episodes will be downloaded right after the show on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcast, or Apple Podcast, wherever you get your podcast from. You could definitely check it out there if you just have to, step away, or you can't listen to it for long. You can go back and listen to the audio version of that as well. So definitely do that, and I definitely do appreciate. Also, of course, super chats. Super chats are definitely appreciated as well. Super chats, or you could definitely do it on Cash App as well. That's helping. That will help me. That helps the channel, and that also will help me be able to create even better content. So definitely do that. And again, right at 1,300 subscribers, let's get to 1,500. Definitely help me out. Definitely, so that way that helps me keep motivated to keep doing, great content, and let's continue to make this happen. So I definitely do appreciate everybody coming in here. I know we had Derek Roberts right away with a super chat. So I'm scared to think we may be really rebuilding. And if so, it's not such a bad thing. Let's not say that like it's a bad thing. Some people have said, hey, instead of calling it um rebuilding, let's call it a rebirth of sorts. Let's call it that. So maybe that's something that could be definitely done there. So again, I wouldn't necessarily call it a rebuild, but I mean, there are some rebuilding things definitely going on. Let's see, we got my guy Crosio, we got Lou Man up in here talking about Drew Lock. I don't know what your obsession with Drew Lock is. It makes me laugh tremendously when it comes to that. But definitely AZ Mick, what's going on? We got Herman saying happy NFL New Year. Absolutely. Our low man wasn't happy about Southeast Missouri State. I think they lost yesterday. Low man, Lou Man's got Purdue. I got some bad news for you on that one later. Over chicken, what's up with you? Let's see. And of course, the lady of TNT, the lady that supports TNT the most. Um, she saying hello to everybody. she has no choice but to tighten up. I mean, that's kind of part of the marriage contract that we have. So that's kind of part of that. So DO9 OC615, what's going on? I see everybody up in here, 615 podcast. Shout out to Lee Hillis and the Power Hour. Michael Bishop was on their show the other night, had a very nice time with those guys, definitely talking about some of the signings and everything that's coming up. And so let's go ahead and get right into this. Let's go ahead and get right into it. And Tice Torch, we're definitely going to get into the tournament a little bit later. Chicken Wings 87. What's up, man? What's going on? But let's get right into it because free agency is here at last. Free agency has officially begun. The new year has started. Of course, people are talking about what's going to happen with Lamar Jackson. He can negotiate with teams now. I know there's some people that think the Titans should be one of those teams. I don't know if that'll necessarily be true. We're definitely going to find out. Also, Aaron Rodgers, the diva, has made a decision. He wants to play for the Jets, but they're working out the trade details. Worked out the trade details, and they're working that out right now. So they're trying to see what will the compensation be, because it sounds like the Packers want a lot. So right now they're working out the compensation for Aaron Rodgers right now, but it does, all signs point to Aaron Rodgers heading to New York to play for the New York Jets. He's already, according to Diana Russini, given them a list of people he wants. Alan Lazard, of course, got signed by the Jets already. And then, of course, he asked for Randall Cobb and Mercedes Lewis, which makes you wonder, what does that mean for guys like Corey Davis and Elijah Moore? I believe Corey Davis is getting cut from the Jets already, saving them $10.5 million. And then, of course, Elijah Moore could definitely be up for trade, possibly. So we're definitely going to see what's happening with so they're definitely trying to, scheme and put some things together as far as getting Aaron Rodgers, and the Packers are trying to get compensation and things like that. And absolutely right, Miss Sunshine Lavender. That was a stipulation. I mean, you're dealing with me. I'm a sports fan. I'm a Titans fan. I mean, it's kind of who I am. Not going away anytime soon. But anyway, so the diva has kind of made his decision. I see DO9 saying no Lamar Jackson. We don't need him. I mean, right now, Tannehill ain't exactly great either, but the way that things are looking, unfortunately, it looks like we might be stuck with Ryan Tannehill, because other quarterbacks have already signed with other teams. The Jets are probably going to get Aaron Rodgers. Washington is signing Jacoby Brissett. Baker Mayfield did a one-year deal with Tampa Bay. Jimmy Garoppolo is in Las Vegas with the Raiders. And then you, of course, got like the Texans, the Colts, and the Texans, Colts, and Panthers are each going to draft quarterbacks. The only other team that may draft a quarterback might be Atlanta, possibly. So we're definitely going to see what does happen in that particular situation. So it would be very interesting to see what happens with the quarterbacks, and maybe see what happens with Ryan Tannehill. I mean, I still think There might be a team or two that might be, if the Jets somehow pull back from Aaron Rodgers, I could see them getting desperate, calling Tannehill. I think there might be another team or two that's surprised that could call. I mean, if Baltimore does indeed trade Lamar, they could be calling the Titans for Tannehill. So I mean, that could be possible as well. We're definitely going to find out. Herman says, I heard them mention on the zone the Titans are asking Kevin Byard to take a pay cut or they will cut him. I don't know if there's any truth to that. I would say there should be I would definitely say I would not be against a reconstruction of Kevin Byard's deal a little bit to save them a little bit more money, but Kevin Byard's not going anywhere. He is a foundational piece of this defense. You're not going to let him go for absolutely nothing. There would be a crazy market for Kevin Byard if he is released. So I would not do that. I would definitely not do that at all. But let's get into what the Titans have done so far. When the tampering period opened, they had agreed to terms with the first signing being a tackle, Andre Dillard, 3 years, $28 million. Now, the guaranteed money has not been put out yet. Has not been put out yet. So we don't know how much guaranteed money is there for Andre Dillard, but it looks like it's somewhere around 9.5 million, which really is a steal compared to Mike McGlinchey, who got 5 years, 87 million in Denver. So around 17 and a half a year for McGlinchey to go to Denver. So I mean, that's a pretty good bargain for Andre Dillard. I definitely do like this signing. He's a better pass blocker than he is run blocker. And I've always said it is better if you have you can have a good pass blocker who needs to, get a little bit better with run blocking. I'd rather have that than have a run blocker who needs to get better at pass blocking. So I think this is a very good pickup, a very good signing, in my opinion. I definitely would be down for that. Let's see, JS75 said, I heard KB might get cut. I don't see it happening, y'all. Kevin Byard's not going anywhere. He's too important of a piece. If anything, they might trade him. If anything, they might trade him. And I still think that would be stupid. Because again, he's one of the best safeties in the league. So, they might as well just stick it out with Kevin Byard. That's just me. But I definitely do like this signing of Andre Dillard. And definitely, y'all, give me your thoughts on what we think of this signing. Of course, 615 comes and says he's an upgrade from Dennis Daly. Right now, anybody is an upgrade over Dennis Daly. Anybody is an upgrade right now. So that's that on that. Anybody is an upgrade over Dennis Daly. Of course, Chicken Wing said, no way we cut him. Josh Parham says, nah, KB ain't leaving. I agree. Soccer boy up in here. What's going on? Said, let's go Titans. Titans Rossi in here. TNT, what's going on, Rossi, man? Appreciate you coming on in here. But I definitely like this pick for the Tennessee Titans. The next pick, the next signing they had, Luke Gifford from the Dallas Cowboys, 2 years, up to $5 million, a $1 million guaranteed. I believe he has a $500,000 signing bonus. Had to drink some water there. Now, Luke Gifford, I am not very familiar with. I've heard he's a special teamer, and I've heard he's a special teamer, and I, from what I'm hearing from the Dallas Cowboys side, he's a good one. He's a good one, a nice guy, a good player to have around, especially on special teams. So it's going to be very interesting to see what role he does play, but it does sound like it's a special teams role. Now, what I did see somewhere, I believe his cap hit for this year is a little over $1 million, and then next year's cap hit is about 2.5. But um, but they could get out of that and only have incurred dead money of 250,000. So, they basically, this is like a 1-year deal for Luke Gifford, to be honest. And if they want, the Titans can get out of this deal and have little to no dead money against that. Third signing, another one that I actually like, is they saw he went back to his 49er pool and signed Daniel Brunskill, a guard center from the 49ers. It's a 2-year deal. It is unknown what the amount is right now. We don't know. The terms of the contract. They're unknown as of right now, but we do know it's a 2-year deal. I mean, I saw the play where he basically bullied Aaron Donald, and San Francisco is known to have a pretty good offensive line, and so I like this pickup as well. He comes in immediately, can go to right guard, and so right now the way it looks, you got 3 of your 5 positions locked down at right now, unless, I mean, and we'll talk about the other positions later. So, I mean, you got MPF at right tackle. Andre Dillard, I believe, starts at left tackle. And then Brunskill will start at right guard. So, I definitely do like those guys. I mean, I think our offensive line has definitely gotten better. So, I definitely do like this particular signing. Next up, he continued to go to the San Francisco well and bring in linebacker Azeez Al-Shahir on a 1-year, $6 million deal. So it's kind of the same situation as Austin Hooper. Let's see how he does. And then, they could re-sign him, or, he's done after this year. But I think, obviously, he will be the starting middle linebacker, either along with Monty Rice or along with someone else at middle linebacker. And I mean, the linebacking depth is pretty good in this draft, with guys like, Drew Sanders or Trenton Simpson. And rumor is, and before we do get to the last signing, rumor is that the Titans do have some strong interest in veteran linebacker Denzel Perryman. Is something that's come out. Don't know how strong of an interest that really is. Um, you know, so we're definitely gonna find out what that might mean in the coming days or weeks, as far as see if there is some interest there with Denzel Perryman. Because I mean, if that happens, I mean, what does that say about Monty Rice, who I believe is coming off of an injury? So we're definitely gonna find out about that as time goes on. But last but not least, of course, a very good signing indeed. The Titans signed edge rusher Arden Key, 3 years, 21 million, which could go up to 24 million with incentives. 14 million, I believe it's either 13 or 14 million guaranteed on that deal. I like this signing as well. I mean, nothing no super big splashes, but I would say very, very solid signings indeed for the Tennessee Titans so far. So I am definitely liking the signings so far for the Tennessee Titans. As far as the people that they've gotten, I mean, they've definitely helped on the offensive line. They got a middle linebacker that they needed, and we needed another edge rusher to replace Bud Dupree, and Arden Key can definitely do that. And he's definitely good at staying healthy. Brunskill is good at staying healthy. We definitely got to see with Dillard. Dillard was, on the bench a lot of last year because he got beat out by Malata. So, we're definitely going to find out. But it does look like we might have a diamond in the rough when it comes to some of the people that we just signed. Let's see. Over Chicken saying Miles Sanders, the running back from the Eagles, going to Carolina. Very, very interesting on that. I definitely think that's a very good pickup for Carolina, and yet another, another player from that Eagles team gone. So that Eagles are going to be hurting a little bit and everything, so we're definitely going to be finding out what's happening with that. But I definitely do like this signing as well. And so some other things that have also happened, we've got some tenders put in on restricted free agents, second round tenders on Aaron Brewer and Tier Tart. So looks like those guys are going to definitely be back. Tart being back, love it. Aaron Brewer, I mean, I'm okay with it. If if he's starting at center, he needs to put on some pounds. He needs to put on some pounds tremendously. I don't like the whole 270, 290 thing. He needs to be over 300. So I'm just trying to see if there's anything new on the Titans front. Saw that Jamal Williams, former Lions running back, going to the Saints. And so definitely like that. But also they put a tender on exclusive rights free agent Naquan Jones. So it looks like he'll be back as well on that. So definitely good with that. And then some other news, they do not put tenders on Nick Westbrook-Akina, and they also didn't put a tender on Mike Vrabel's favorite blocking wide receiver, Cody Hollister. So both of them are now free agents as of right now. Excuse me. Excuse me on that. So both of those guys are now free agents and are free to sign anywhere right now. Let me get to some of y'all comments. Titan Ross says, I don't like Brewer as a starter. Some people think he's fine at center or 11. And we do have Corey Levin as well. So, I mean, I think they battle it out for that center spot. Over Chicken says, looks like Brewer will be our center. Rossi likes Perryman, dude's a beast. Yeah, the Texans are definitely in on him. I've definitely heard that as well. Crosdale says 13 million guaranteed. I think that's for Arden Key. I have it's been some confliction on that. I mean, I've heard 13, I've heard 14, but that's about right for Arden Key. But I definitely like that signing. Obviously 615 likes the signing. We just re-upping with a better product. I mean, again, defense, I believe, is just re-upping. I've said it before. Defensively, you reload. Offensively, you rebuild. Because the fact of the matter is, offense needs a complete and utter makeover, a complete and utter overhaul. And that's what's needed. So, getting good value. And I definitely see that. Guys with upside and guys, and I hate the word upside, but guys that want a chance to prove themselves. So I definitely do like that. 88 skate and donate. Well, make sure y'all definitely make sure y'all put in a super chat. Definitely put in a super chat. Definitely help me out, and that helps me continue to put on great content. Yep. I mean, the Eagles could be heading a little bit down because, I mean, yeah, their defensive coordinator is gone. I cannot remember where he went to, but I know he became a head coach. Offensive coordinator is now head coach of the Colts right now. So it is, definitely. JS75 says, any chance we sign Slay because we need a cornerback? I highly doubt it. I don't know. I mean, Slay is a good one, but I would look at the draft. There's a lot of young corners in this draft, and I like the cornerback class. Orlestrup, Pierce, what Al, what's going on? Said we're resigning Jay Locker. Yeah, that was funny. Like just like the one I saw. I saw some very funny ones where they were like re-signing Will Compton or Dennis Daly to a contract extension. I'm like, nope. I was like, y'all almost got me with that one. So definitely do like some of the free agency pickups that they've done. Now, on the other hand, we have lost some guys. Nate Davis, of course. Um, Nate Davis, of course, did not resign. Him and DeMarcus Walker ended up going to Chicago. And so both of them got deals with the Bears. And then, and the surprising one of all, David Long Jr., 2 years, $11 million to the Miami Dolphins. I was surprised about that one. I thought they were going to bring back David Long Jr. I really, really did. Um, you know, I thought they would bring back David Long, but obviously, for some reason, you know how Vrabel is. Vrabel doesn't like injury repeat offenders, and I guess he signaled out David Long and Christian Fulton. Definitely. So I don't know what that'll say about Christian Fulton going forward. We'll definitely have to see. If he gets through the year pretty healthy, then that bodes well for him, and all of that. So definitely thinking about that. Oh, we got a super chat from Kane 317. 1999. I appreciate this super chat. Says, what are your thoughts about us getting a receiver in free agency? If so, who do you like and who would you target in the draft? Blue Five. Well, shout out to my Blue Five, my Sigma brothers that definitely tune in to the show and everything. I will say this. As far as receivers concerned, it's a pretty weak class of receivers. I saw Jacoby Myers go to the Raiders. As I mentioned, Lazard is in Green Bay. And then today, of course, Juju Smith-Schuster signs for $11 million a year to go to New England. And so I would look at the trade market for the wide receiver. I mean, I would definitely take a look at like a Paris Campbell or Miko Hardman for speed. Definitely would look at those guys. I would say the trade market is maybe our best bet. Maybe a guy, from Denver, maybe a Jerry Judy. Even though they're asking for a first round pick, maybe I'll go with a second or a third for Jerry Judy. I would definitely do that. Cortland Sutton is another. And then KJ Hamler, they're listening to offers for all three. Um, I'd love to get my hands on two of them. Of course, the former offensive coordinator is our running backs coach now, James Justin Odden. So I mean, he can have some input on that. Maybe that will be very interesting. But those are a couple of guys I would definitely take a look at. Hardman or Paris Campbell. Um, Not really sure about a Nelson Aguilar or anything like that. I'm trying to see who else um could be a possibility out there. Let me see. Let's see. I'm trying to see Try to see who's left at the. I was trying to see the top free agents, and everything, but I am not getting very far. Let's see. Let's see. Well, I'm just trying to see what else is out there. Um, Definitely not a lot of good ones in my honest opinion. I mean, um I think yeah, some of the better ones are already gone. So um that is something that we'll definitely find out. I mean, again, Lazard gone, Jacoby Myers gone, Robert Woods gets signed by the Houston Texans of all people. Um but I mean, there are some other guys. I mean, you got the chosen Robbie Anderson is out there. I don't know about him. Adam Thielen, maybe for the right price. DJ Chark, I know he has some injury issues. Jarvis Landry, I don't know if he wants to play with Tannehill. Um, maybe a Mac Hollins. Those are a couple of guys, but it's really not a lot of good ones out there that could be of interest. Um, that I would probably go after, in my honest opinion. So it's, mm, yeah, I don't see. I mean, Darius Slayton, maybe with the Giants, or Marquez Callaway, from Tennessee. It's possible those are maybe a couple of options that we could look at. But Kane, thank you so much for the super chat on that. I definitely do appreciate that a whole lot. Tyler says Brewer is trash. And I mean, it'll be interesting. Yeah, saw that Zeke got cut. So it will be very interesting to see where he goes. Definitely be interested to see where they go with that. Lowman says Henry Ruggs. Henry Ruggs is in prison right now. Dice Store says, what about Darius Slayton for cheap? I mean, I could see it. Not really familiar with Darius Slayton. I mean, I think he all right. Maybe it would depend on the price for that. So that will be something we would have to definitely try to see about. But now that we're in the midst of free agency, and we're trying to definitely keep up with what's going on, who could be next, who could be the next guys that get signed or anything like that. Definitely going to be taking a look. But I think the Titans definitely have to look at wide receiver, either by free agency or by trade. I would definitely look at a trade. And with the moves that the Titans have made, it doesn't pigeonhole them um it doesn't pigeonhole them to any one spot. So, if they want to go with offensive line, Paris Johnson or Peter Stroyansky, they could. We do need a left guard. If they want to go wide receiver in the first round, maybe they trade back. You could trade up and you could trade up and get a quarterback. If a good one, CJ Stroud or Bryce Young falls. If you know, if you want to trade back, get some more picks, you could definitely do that as well. I mean, also from what I was hearing, from what I saw, definitely at Georgia's Pro Day today, which offensive lineman coach Jason Howderling was there to check out Broderick Jones, and Jalen Carter, from what I heard, looked horrible. He came in 10 pounds heavier than he was at the combine. So 9 to 10 pounds in like less than 2 weeks. And he's, it was told that that he looked uninspired. He didn't look good. He did not do any of the skill positions. He did some of the position drills, and he did not run a 40. He didn't really do anything. So, already with the character concerns that are already out there, I mean, Jalen Carter could drop and drop tremendously. And so it's, we're going to definitely find out. I mean, that makes you wonder. If Jalen Carter falls to the Titans at 11, would you take him? Right now, my answer is, after that pro day, I don't know. I don't know. On one hand, he would look great next to Jeffrey Simmons. Him and Big Jeff together would be scary. Only problem is, he's not acting like a Vrabel type of guy. Vrabel likes guys that love football. And right now, Jalen Carter, he's acting like a guy that doesn't really love football. So I don't know. I honestly don't know. But if he fell to 11, would you go after him? Lou Man says no. Keon says trade back for Jordan Addison. I like Jordan Addison a lot. I really do. Jordan Addison, I mean, I'm starting to somewhat warm up to Jackson Smith and Jigba. I'm kind of warming up to him a little bit, but I love Jordan Addison. Definitely would like Zay Flowers as well. Jalen Hyatt would be great for some speed. Keon says, I like Nolan Smith. Nolan Smith definitely made him some money at the combine. That much is a fact. Let's see. Lee says Jalen Carter will drop out of the first to the second or third. I don't know if he'll drop out of the first round, but his stock is plummeting. His stock is plummeting. And Vibe Runner said, them Georgia boys are risky. And again, Teron Davenport, ESPN Titans reporter, has always taught me you do not blacklist a school. You don't just say, you know what, I ain't picking no players from that university. But history is showing Georgia players don't transition to the NFL very well. I mean, Isaiah Wynn is a free agent tackle. Nobody's really talking about him. Andrew Thomas, is somewhat struggling in New York from what I'm hearing, from what I've seen. We all know about Fat Panda. Nothing else needs to be said about that. Todd Gurley, was, good out of Georgia, but, he kept getting injured. Of course, Derek Robinson, I only want blocking wide receivers. That's very, very funny. Very funny, Derek. And, to answer Kane's question, I forgot. DeAndre Hopkins, I know he's up there in age, but he's a go-getter. We'll definitely have to see about that. But we need speed. And, Kia says, I like JSN. He's good, just not fast. Chicken Wing says, I don't think Rand's going to follow Rob's footsteps. He ain't taking a gamble. I wouldn't either. That's why I am terrified of Broderick Jones. I am staying away from Broderick Jones simply because of Georgia and because of what happened with Isaiah Wilson. I know they're not the same type of player. However, I am blacklisting Georgia. I am. I'm sorry. I can't get over it. I just can't do it. I can't take anybody from Georgia. Stetson Bennett, maybe. So I don't know. I can't do it. I can't do it with Georgia players. So I would stay far away from Broderick Jones. And I'm kind of thinking about staying away from Jalen Carter too. Nolan Smith, maybe. Keelan Ringo looks like he might be a good corner, a decent corner. We'll definitely see about that. But there's a couple of guys from Georgia I would not touch with a 10-foot pole. So, yeah, what's next? They need to look at wide receiver. Could still use some help on the offensive line. I'm not sure what free agent centers are left because I know Garrett Bradbury. Let me take a look. I can actually take a look. I know Garrett Bradbury went back to Minnesota. Ethan Pocic went back to Cleveland. Let's see. Like Bradley Bozeman, Garrett Bradbury, they both went back to their respective teams. Tyler Larson went back to Washington. Connor McGovern from Dallas went to Buffalo. Now, there is another Connor McGovern, formerly of the Jets. I was liking the Cowboys' Connor McGovern. I would have rather had him. Excuse me. But you got guys like Pat Eflin, Connor McGovern from the Jets. I think Ethan Pocic went back to Cleveland. They haven't updated that. Not really a lot of centers. I mean, I might take a look at a John Michael Schmidt from Minnesota, maybe in the draft, or a Luke Weiper or Tipperman from Wisconsin. I would take a look at a couple of those guys in the draft. So, JS75, do you think we should draft Kayshon Boutte? Not really high on him. I'm going to have to go look at some film, but not really too high on him right now. So, I'm not feeling it. So we'll definitely have to see about that. Adam Thielen, for the right price, I wouldn't mind. And OC 615, yeah, I did see that as well. Lost another defensive lineman. Kevin Strong, 1-year deal to Arizona. Definitely did see that. Trying to see if there's any more updates right now, Titans-wise. Right now, there isn't any at the moment. Just trying to see if there's any update on the Titans front. I know I'm hearing that I did see Randy Bullock's getting some interest from other teams. Jeff Swaim too, which I hope Jeff Swaim never comes back. I know Chris Johnson kind of went on the 33rd Team podcast saying, don't trade Derrick Henry. So I did see that. Right now, there is not really anything else right now at the moment that happened, because I know Arden Key and Daniel Brunskill signed like late in the evening yesterday. So, we're definitely going to find out if there's any other deals that could possibly be made. Right now, haven't seen anything. So, when we find out, if we find out any new signings, I will definitely bring that to you. I will definitely update you on that. What's next? Also, March Madness. We're going to end the show talking about that. I mean, I could definitely see us. I mean, right now, again, Joey Porter Jr., JS75. Again, I think the Titans could go anywhere in the first round. They could go um they could go offense at offensive line or wide receiver. If I mean, if Anthony Richardson goes number 1 or number 2, there is going to be a legit war for that third pick from Arizona. And I think we may have an advantage there because, hey, we know Monty. Monty might do us one. So, um, I mean, you could go anywhere. You could go offense, like I said, with offensive line or wide receiver. Um, if you want to go defense, you could go corner. You could go corner with either Joey Porter or Devin Witherspoon or a Christian Gonzalez if he gets that far. If you want to go defensive line, Miles Murphy or anything like that, you could definitely go there. If you want to trade up for that quarterback, you can. If you want to trade back, you can get you some extra picks. So that's something that could definitely be done. But March Madness is happening. The first 4 going on right now. Of course, I'm looking at Fairleigh Dickinson and Texas Southern. Fairleigh Dickinson leading 48-31 at the beginning of the second half. This is an exciting time of year. Anything can happen. Any team can win. So who do some of y'all have in your brackets to win the Final Four? Who do y'all have winning the national championship? Me, I have a couple of brackets already. My serious bracket, I'm going with Texas. I have the Texas Longhorns winning. In one of my brackets, I have Texas winning, beating Alabama in the national championship. I have them beating Kansas in the regional, in the semifinal, and then having them beating Alabama in the final. I got them winning 74-72. And then, of course, my fun personal bracket, I got the Memphis Tigers. I think they could shock the world and win it all. And Lou, man, you're going to be disappointed. I got Memphis. I have Memphis beating Florida Atlantic Friday, and I have them upsetting Purdue on Sunday. I think Memphis can upset Purdue. There is really nobody in the country that can guard my guy, Kendrick Davis. Kendrick Davis is about to make himself some money. I don't know if he'll make it in the lottery, but he'll definitely be a first-round pick. So I think Memphis, one of my brackets, I have them winning the whole thing. The other bracket, I have them making it at least to the Elite Eight before losing to Kansas State. But I have them upsetting Purdue. I have them beating Duke in the Sweet 16, which I think they could beat Duke. Duke is hot right now, but I don't think anybody can guard Kendrick Davis. And you also got DeAndre Williams. And Memphis is excellent defensively. Excellent defensively. And then with Purdue, as much as Purdue, they have that big 7-footer, 7'4" Zach Edey. All you gotta do is just limit him. You just do the best you can on him. Make sure the other 4 guys don't do any damage. Zach Edey is inside. He ain't gonna shoot no jumpers. He ain't gonna, hit from the outside. He is basically an insider, and we got some guys that could go up on him. Now, we may have some problems on the boards. That could be an issue, but I like Memphis's chances. I think Memphis can make it at least to the Elite Eight. So those are my picks. Let me know some of y'all what y'all picks are as far as winning. Elite, saying roll, Tide. So you're going with Alabama. Lou Man's going with Purdue. Um, there are about 6 to 8 Texas teams. There are a lot of Texas teams. You got Texas, you got Houston, you got Texas Southern, you got um that's 3 right there. I'm trying to think of other ones. Texas A&M is there. Um that's at least 4. I'm trying to think of the others. Like I said, Texas A&M, Houston, Texas Southern. Um I am trying to think of the others real fast. But I think Texas A&M Corpus Christi was in there as well. So that's 5. So we're definitely going to find out. Let's see. OC, well, Vandy didn't make it into the field. MTSU didn't make it into the field. Now the Vols are in. And that would be another interesting matchup in the Sweet 16. Memphis, Tennessee. If Memphis makes it to the Sweet 16, they're going to play either Duke or Tennessee, which will be very interesting. 615 says he goes with Quinn Johnson at 11, Tank Dell in the 3rd, Jalen Wayne in the 7th. We'll definitely see. DBS 2000 says trade for Brandon Ayuk. If he's available, we'll have to definitely see. Herman says if Henry is traded, I'll do it for a 2nd and a 3rd, draft Bijan Robinson. I mean, I don't know if I would go 11 for Bijan Robinson. Maybe trade back a little bit. Maybe towards the back end of the 1st round, I might see Bijan. Like I said, I would trade Tannehill to Atlanta for a 2nd round pick because I don't think they're giving up 8. And right now, other teams that would need a quarterback, some of them have already gotten quarterbacks. So, Elise says, who's my favorite free agent signing? So far, I would say my favorite is Arden Key. I like Arden Key. I also like Andre Dillard. Those are a couple of my favorites. DBS says Tannehill to the Commanders. Well, the Commanders, they have Sam Howell, but they've also just signed Jacoby Brissett as well. So that might take Tannehill. That might take Tannehill away from the Commanders because they just picked up Jacoby Brissett. So we're definitely going to find out some other things right now. But again, y'all, not really much else to report at the moment. I haven't seen anything new as far as free agency. I know a lot of people are thinking maybe we have a shot at maybe we have a shot at Lamar. I don't know about that. I really don't. Taylor Heineke is a Falcon. Yes, yeah, that he is. But they got Sam Howell and now Jacoby Brissett there. So again, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens in the coming days or even the coming hours when it comes to that. OC. No, Nick, what happened with Nick Westbrook-Akina, OC, is that they did not pick up a tender on him since he's a restricted free agent. So now he's a unrestricted free agent. He's an unrestricted free agent now. So he can go anywhere he wants to go. But everybody, that's gonna just about do it for tonight's show. I definitely do thank everybody for tuning into the show. I'm your man Chris, aka Blue Enforcer. I'm finna go ahead and I am definitely finna go ahead and watch me some tournament action. Again, make sure y'all hit that like button if you haven't already, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And the Truth League Report is making its way back. That I can tell you. The Truth League report is on its way back. So, everybody, thank y'all for tuning into the show. I'm your man, Chris, aka Blue Enforcer. And y'all have yourselves a good night and tighten up, because that's all we know how to do. Good night, y'all.